Welcome back to the channel. So I know I've been gone for a long time. I've been gone for I would say 7 to 8 months, but we are back. While I was gone, I was getting a lot of comments on my channel, like comments in general, but one specific video was getting the most comments. I believe that video, the one I'm talking about, is a video that has brought the most people to the channel. It's the TVD book versus show. I got so many comments saying that they want me to do a full read-through because that video was just differences and similarities that I have found out about online. But now I have read the first book, and today I'm going to be talking about actual things that I read in the book that have completely changed the way I've seen the show. I don't have the physical copies, obviously it's 2025, so I went online, read the first book, The Awakening. I literally had to write down everything that I was shocked by, or oh, okay, they should have read the show about the first book. So I did a little list for you guys because I don't have the physical book, but there is a lot of people who have not read the Vampire Diaries book, so read them. You guys want me to do this for every single book? Leave that in the comments and I will. This is the first one, so I'm going to do season 1, book 1. The first major difference I saw from the book and the show is the book is a lot more gothic, fairy tale, supernatural. Obviously the show is supernatural too, but I feel like the book was very mystical, fairy tale, gothic. I liked that. I liked how the show ended up turning out as well for the time that it came out in, I think 2009 or whatever. I found that very interesting. I was like, this sounds a little bit darker or otherworldly, if that makes sense. Something that I just vividly remember laughing my butt off. Tyler's last name was not Lockwood, it was Smallwood. It was Smallwood, not Lockwood, which is so, I don't know, I feel like it's a werewolf, so why would the author, I don't know, rest in peace to her, but why would you, come on, Smallwood, that sounds so, that doesn't give, Lockwood definitely gives werewolf. That's something that I literally vividly can just remember. I died laughing at when reading the first book, because I can't imagine them calling him that in the show, because Matt would call him by his last name all the time in the show, so I can't imagine them calling him Smallwood. That would be so hilarious. Another thing with the characters, Meredith Fell, I know you guys know who she is. She was a doctor. Her last name wasn't Fell. I forgot what it was. I will leave it in this video. But she was actually introduced in the first book, and she was Elena's best friend. I was not thinking that would be something that maybe they would change her character or make her a vampire. I know in the show they often when she first was introduced, a lot of people thought she was a vampire when she was first introduced, but she was a doctor. The book, she's really good friends with Elena and is introduced very early. And speaking of friends, I was also shocked to see that Caroline was such a rival to Elena in the book as well. And it makes sense now why in season 1 of the show, Caroline was kind of mean, a little mean girl bully to the girls. She wants to compete with Elena and everything. That was another thing. So that switch, Meredith being really good friends with Elena, which is such a huge difference from the show. I don't know, because I hated Caroline's character when she was mean and oblivious and everything before she became a vampire, so I can't imagine her being Elena's rival. Now, this is something that I saw while I was online, but when I read it in the book, I was okay, I understand now, but I know Catherine wasn't Bulgarian, but they did that because Nina, she's in real life, that's what she is, but in the book she was actually German. It wasn't really a shocker, but it was something that I did not know. I thought that she was also Bulgarian in the book, and that's why they casted Nina. She didn't have blonde hair and blue eyes, which makes sense because Catherine being German, it's making sense now. Speaking of ethnicities, I know Bonnie was also, she was Celtic. She wasn't black in the book, obviously. And I didn't expect her to be. I thought she was something else. I was just probably an regular American. The book, this is what I'm saying about the book being so much more medieval time, Celtic. It makes sense that that's what Bonnie was. They made it click faster in the show that she knew that she was a witch, and they developed her a lot more quickly in the show. I definitely prefer show Bonnie over book Bonnie, 100%. Alright, and then the last thing from the book that actually shook me. I was actually blown away by this. This was the finale of the book. At the end, I'm not gonna like give the whole context. That would be like, I'm not gonna give too much context in this video because that would just literally take so much longer. But go read the book, guys. Elena driving off the bridge at the end of the first book and then it ending in the cliffhanger. Obviously, I know what happens in the sequel. You know, they make her become a vampire. Her driving off the bridge and it ending on a cliffhanger. Oh, I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting the next book because I wanted to see obviously what happened to her, but I kind of had a guess that that's what they were gonna do with her, make her a vampire, because obviously there's other books they wouldn't just kill her off in the first season. But that was so shocking to me because obviously Elena did drive off the bridge. It was in a completely different storyline, but I mean they still made that the reason why she became a vampire. It's just that they did that way later in the show, which I kind of if this is something that completely changed how I see the show. I didn't hate it. I started to think like, what if they did do that in the first season? If Elena did drive off the bridge in the first season, and then in season 2 she came back as a vampire. I feel like they wanted to focus on Catherine more in her introduction in the show, which is probably why they didn't make Elena into a vampire, and they wanted to show their like difference, their contrast first. Because if Elena had already become a vampire, they're both vampires, so it's not as big of a contrast. Obviously, they're still very different, but I don't think it would have been that bad. How Stefan and Damon fell for Elena, I feel like her becoming a vampire and Catherine coming back to town as a vampire, that would have been the craziest dynamic. I don't know. I feel like because I love season 2 so much, that happening, I wouldn't want them to touch season 2. But if Elena did become a vampire at the beginning of season 2, I literally am like, would that have been better than how they made her a vampire in season 4 into season 5? Like, I didn't really like her transition into a vampire in the way they did it in the show. So that's why I'm kind of like, oh my god, this has completely changed how I feel about the show. What do you guys think? Do you guys feel like it's better that she became a vampire later in the show? Or do you guys feel like how the book did it and made her drive off the bridge, cliffhanger, and then in the second book? You know, again, I don't want to spoil anybody, but if you're watching this video, you gotta be prepared for spoilers. But that is something that fundamentally changed how I saw the show. I didn't expect it to be that, because in the first video I made, I talked about Klaus being 7C and all of this and all of that, and Elena's little sister. I didn't expect that to happen. I thought, okay, I've watched the show for so many years, I don't expect anything to change. That changed how I feel now about the show so much more. But I feel bad for feeling that way because I'm like, am I a traitor? But what do you guys think? Do you guys feel like it should have been that way too? Or do you have another idea as to how they should have done it in the show to make Elena a vampire? Well, yeah, guys, so that was my book 1 versus TVD season 1 differences. I am excited to do the rest of the books with the rest of the seasons. If you guys want me to do that, let me know in the comments. If that wasn't too much, there was stuff I already that was going to be different, or I included them in the first video I did, but these are things that I actually did not know and never saw online because they're more minor. But that last part about the finale, y'all, with Elena off the bridge, that was genuinely shocked. I was shocked. I had to think for a couple days before I started reading the next book. But I do want to get all of the books, like, and have that, like, just to have that collection. I think I'm gonna do that for myself for Christmas. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm back. We're back. We're here to stay. There are a couple other videos that I have planned because I've seen so many people while I've been gone asking for them specifically. But if you do have recommendations, please leave them in the comments. And I'll also be doing the polls again. So whatever's requested the most will be on that poll, and you guys will vote on that. That will be every Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.